Aries, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for June 20 to June 26. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for your week ahead. We're going to do a Celtic cross this week to receive your messages. Let's get started and see what we receive for Aries. What's going on for Aries in the present moment? Oh, Five of Swords. Interesting. And blocking that is the Three of Swords. Interesting. Okay, Aries. So it looks like we've got a situation where there's been a communication, or there will be a communication, or you're expecting to have a conversation maybe with someone. And the thing blocking it is that there is this necessary separation. So like you might be trying to make something work where the situation is defeated. The situation can't move forward because it's not meant to move forward. The thing blocking you is this necessary, albeit heartbreaking maybe, separation, but it's necessary. It's a necessary conflict. And it's interesting. It's almost, I'm feeling like you're trying to make something work that's not meant to work. It's meant to leave. And you might not be able to accept that yet. Let's see what is, let's see. What's top of mind here? That was too many cards. What's top of mind for Aries as this is happening is the Sun. So it's interesting. You feel very hopeful. You feel very optimistic. But I gotta say, it feels like this is a necessary conflict. And it's a moment of sort of something coming to a close, whereas I think you feel very optimistic that it will be healed. It's interesting. We'll see. What's at the base of the matter here? What's at the root of this reading? What's motivating all of this? Oh, wow. Okay, so we got three cards. I'm going to take them. We've got the Six of Swords. So you got the Three, the Five, and the Six of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles, and they're both in reverse. The Six of Swords is upright. So that tells me that you are needing to just accept that you have to get away from this. This is a time to get distance from something. And I feel like you have a lot of optimism that you can make it work. But at doing that, you're sacrificing yourself and you're resisting change by trying to hold something that's got to go. It's like, you've got to release this energy. You can't hold on to it. It's not meant to stay. It's meant to go. Even though you feel optimistic about the outcome, you're actually sacrificing your own energy for this. And it's trying to transform and change, but you're almost resisting that by hanging on to something. You got to get in the boat and get away from this. It's time to get distance from it. That's probably not what you want to hear, though. Let's see here. What's in the past energies related to this situation is the Four of Pentacles with the Page of Swords. Yeah. So in the past, you just didn't feel like things were enough. You might have felt like you weren't enough. And the Page of Swords in reverse can sort of be a time where it's interesting. The Page of Swords in reverse can really be a time where we've missed the signs. We're not interpreting the signs that we're receiving in the way that they're meant. Again, I can't help but think that this situation is not meant for you. And maybe you're not seeing that because of this wishful thinking. You've got this idea that where you feel really optimistic about it. Page of Swords really can be a time where you're a dreamer. And you're taking something and trying to turn it into something else, but man, it's not that. It's just not what you're trying to turn it into. It could have to do with a bit of dishonesty. There could be a time where you're sort of dreaming about something and talking about something, and there's no action. You're in your mind with something, but you're not taking any steps towards it. I can't help but think that in the past you blamed it on yourself. You didn't think you were enough. But this situation is not meant to last. This situation is not meant to last. It's just meant to come in and teach you something. In the future, I feel like you're going to still try and make it work. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You're still going to try to make this work because you really feel like this is it. This is my thing. But you really need to reevaluate this. You might be pursuing something for a reason other than what you might be aware of, right? Like, for example, this could be a situation where you're thinking to yourself, but I really love this person and I don't want to have a conflict between us. I don't want to have distance with me and this person. But at the same time, it's not that the distance, maybe there's something that you feel you can't fulfill on your own. And so you're like, no, I just don't want distance. I don't want to hurt feelings between me and this person, when really the truth is that you don't feel confident without this person. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're saying one thing, but actually it's something else completely. It's something else completely. And it has to do with a resistance to transformation with that Knight of Swords. There's transformation here. This is interesting, but you don't want to get distance from it. It must have another purpose in your mind. It must have another purpose, because you're hanging on to something that's done. And it's not making you feel good. It's not making you feel good. We've got the King of Swords and the Two of Cups. Yep. You're needing to shift your perspective on this relationship. Will you or won't you? I don't know. There was a necessary conflict here, something that was trying to part you from this person. And you're the King of Swords. You're like, no, I will be strategic and analytical, and I will find a way to keep this bond. This bond is meant to be finished. Something in this is trying to teach you to separate from someone. This is very interesting, Aries. You might be hanging on to someone for the wrong reasons and you don't even realize it. What's the outward expression of Aries right now? Is the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, everyone's looking at you too and thinking, wow, they have it all. But little do they know that you're sacrificing yourself to hang on to this connection. Although that's what I mean. Like, you could be hanging on to it just because it appears stable and it appears grounded and secure. But is it? I don't think it is. And I'm not poo-pooing your relationship. I'm just looking at the energy in the cards, and it feels like there's actually a necessary separation that has to happen here. I see that in the 3 and the 6 and the 9. 3, 6, 9. You're hanging on to a relationship that you need to surrender, but you got to be honest with yourself. Let's see what's in hopes and fears here for Aries. Is Justice in reverse. Justice in reverse is where we don't want to take responsibility for something. You know this needs to be over. Yeah. But there's something serving you here still. Kind of. I don't think it's actually serving you. I think you've just decided it's got to stay. This almost feels like someone, again, take it as it resonates, right? Don't try and force it. But it almost feels like someone who's hanging on to a relationship, even though they know that this person isn't for them. They're hanging on to it for appearances. Again, don't come for me, but you could maybe be hanging on to it for money because it's comfortable. Maybe this person has a lot of money or a lot of resources, or they have a lot of time, so they're able to like travel and do fun things with you. But at the end of the day, there's a conflict here that's happening in the present, and it's bringing you down. And you're needing to get distance from it. So whatever it is that they're offering you, I kind of feel like it's pentacle based. Like, this person might have a lot of money, but they're not the person for you. But you're trying to make it work. You're trying to fit that round peg into that triangle hole. And it's not going in, but you're trying to make it happen, because you're like, but we're so secure and we're so grounded and there's all these resources. But it might not be for you. Let's see, yeah, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. You're sacrificing for money or resources or something, status even. It could just be the status of being in a relationship. Might not have anything to do with money for some of you. But for some of you, I feel like it does. And again, please don't come for me for that. It's just what I'm seeing in the cards. Bottom of the deck is the Chariot. So you got to move here. There's a necessary movement. There's a necessary, you need to move away from this energetically or physically. I think both. For some of you, it's energetic. For some of you, it's both. For some of you, it's mental. You just have to forget about it. You have to leave this person in the past. Very interesting, Aries. Let's see what the oracle message is for you in this situation. Let's have a look here for Aries. What is the final guidance? Perfection. Look at that. Interesting. Reclaim your innocence. You're a child of the universe. Remember your spiritual essence and see the divinity in all things. Nothing is perfect, dear Aries. Even this situation, it's not perfect. You need to almost remember that all things happen to teach us something, right? This is trying to teach you something. And I feel like you're trying to force it into being a perfect situation, and it's not. And so it's an interesting reading for you. Let's see how many people resonate with this. You'll have to leave some comments for me in the below, because it's always interesting to hear how these readings connect for you as you're listening to them. Did it resonate? Did it not resonate? Is there a relationship causing some kind of conflict in your present? And you're not wanting that conflict to lead to an ending. You're trying to preserve something that feels like it needs to end. And seeing the Chariot on the bottom of the deck tells me that you're leveling up. So this could be dragging you down a bit, you know? I'm going to leave it at that for you, Aries. If this has resonated, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and definitely commenting. It's so nice to connect with you through these readings. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and light and wishing you a wonderful week. Take care.